Hi there everyone, this is James from Inkfluence AI, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create your first ebook from start to finish. So from thinking of an idea to creating the ebook through Inkfluence and then exporting the ebook as well. So as you can see, we have started on the Inkfluence AI homepage. Now there are two ways to get started with creating a book. Up at the top, you've got the New Book button. And as you can see, there are four options on the drop-down. So write a book with AI. So that's where you type a prompt and you will get your full ebook, which is what we will be doing for this video. You can browse templates. So you can pick a genre and then you can get started based on that genre. If you've got an idea and you want to create it yourself, then you can start from scratch. So that's a blank project where you create it all yourself, and you can use AI later, of course, but that is starting with a blank project. Or you can import content in. So if you've got a file already, you can add it in and it will auto detect the chapters. So what we're going to do is we are going to write a book with AI. Now, if I click that, it will take us here to give a prompt. Now, as you can see, these are the books that I have created before, and they will all live just underneath this prompt, this quick start area under your books. So for today, we're going to write a story about a dog that lives in Wales in the United Kingdom. And then once we've got our prompts, we can then click Create My Book. Now with a prompt, you have to be as specific as possible. So if you want to create a specific dog and a specific place, any details that you want in the book, the prompt is the time to give it. So this is quite a broad prompt. As you can see, it's not very detailed, and Inkfluence is going to create the story from this prompt. But just in case you were wondering, how do I make my book very specific about a topic or a character, then this is the time to add it into this prompt. Once we've got that, we're then going to click Create My Book. Now what is happening is Inkfluence is reading the prompt and it's beginning to create the book. So as you can see, it is starting to build out the chapters and it's giving a rough word count and page count. And then also at the bottom, we have got the progress bar. Now it's still creating my book and it's building it out. It's created the chapters and it's beginning to create the content within. Whilst you're waiting, you can design your cover, but you can also do that once the book has been created. So as you can see, it's still creating the book and the first chapter is about to be completed and it's really beginning to piece together this story about a dog in Wales. You can also edit the chapter names here and it gives you a summary of what is happening in that chapter. So we're just going to wait for this to complete, but like I said, you can start to design your cover and start to design or rename the chapters here whilst you wait. Or you can read the content that Inkfluence is creating and get familiar with the book that it's creating for you. Like I said, you've also got the progress bar here at the top, and as you can see, it's live, so it will go through and update you as it is creating your book and the various chapters as well. Inkfluence will create the chapter names, like you can see, and they are based on your prompt. So like I mentioned in the beginning, the more specific your prompt, the more specific the storyline will be throughout the chapters and throughout the story as well. It's still creating the book, so it's just about to finalize chapter 4. And like I said, you can flick through the various chapters and have a little look at the content and get familiar with what's happening in the story and begin to piece together your book in your own mind. It's still creating the story now, so we'll give it a few more seconds just to finish the final few chapters, but it is amazing what Inkfluence is doing. It has just created a whole book based on my quite broad prompt within a minute or so, which is incredible. And you've now got that structure of the story to build on and edit and make it into your own, and add character development, add anything that you see fit that will improve the story in your own mind. Or if you're happy, you've got this book and you can export it and you can go from there. So it's just about to complete. Brilliant. There we go. Now, what we can do is we can export and get the book straight away, or we can edit it. So for this video, we're going to edit our story, our book, to really highlight the features of Inkfluence. Now at the top here, you can see the title of the book. If you click the pencil icon, you can edit the title, the subtitle, and you can also add in your name or the author's name as well there. In the middle here, as you can see, we've got the standard text formatting, so you can change text and make it bold, italics, underlined. You can edit that all there. There's text color, highlight, and then you've got headings, bullet points, quotes, alignment, etc. And if we go through here, we can skip through the chapters on a higher level, and you can also look at the content of the book. If we then go to chapters, you can then move any chapters around. So you can move those all around, and it will update automatically the numbering. If you want to add in another chapter, you can click add, and you can either write it yourself or generate it with AI. Again, you can give a prompt, or we've got some that are based off your book that you've just kind of prompted. So we'll add that in, write a new chapter for Dog in Wales, and we'll do standard length, and we'll use AI to generate this again. And then it is beginning to piece together an extra chapter for your book. And like I mentioned earlier, you can read through and just get familiar with the content whilst it's creating it. Once it's then created it, you can then look about where you want to add it into your book, and then you can add it in. The AI feature here does the exact same thing that we just witnessed. So you can either rewrite a paragraph by selecting it, or create another chapter as well. We've then got tools, so you can find and replace words, you can change the case, formatting, you've got the readability score for this chapter, and then you can also see a book description of the book that you have created. If you go to voice, then you can dictate and it will automatically detect your voice. So if you don't want to type, you can dictate and it will add in what you say as well. So if you wanted to add in another paragraph, you can use that setting there and it will add in and detect what you're saying and add it into the book. We've also got the cover feature. So to amend the cover, there's a few ways of doing this. As you can see, one is here, so edit cover. You can also do it there, or you can do it there. So if you want to edit the cover, we've got some stock images here that might be suited to the title and the story. We've got over 400 that you can use. And you can also add in any branding and change any colors. You can then also edit the text. So again, title, subtitle, author, and the layout. And then with AI, you can also create an AI cover. So we're going to add in dog in Wales, click generate, and it will generate the cover for you. As you can see, there's a few different options in terms of style. So you can edit the cover and use AI to edit that through one of these different styles. Again, there's title and text options underneath that you can use and select and really make this cover your own. It's just creating the final cover for me, and then we can choose to add it in, or we can use the cover that has been pre-selected for the book. As I mentioned, you can choose a different style. So editorial is the one that I have chosen. Perhaps bold or illustrated would have been a better option, and you can really click through and edit that. So we're going to click on illustrated because that would be better suited. Editorial, as you can see, is magazine covers, kind of how-to guides, all of the rest. Illustrated is probably a bit more on brand for this, to create a dog in Wales in the United Kingdom. So give it a few more seconds just as it creates this, and then we can choose to edit it and add it on, or we can create another cover. And as you can see, you do have a AI covers amount here. So if you're ever unsure of how many you've got left based on your plan, then you can navigate here and see how many AI covers you've got left on that month. Give it a few more seconds. It's just creating our cover now. And then, like I said, we can choose to add it on or not. There we go. So that's more on brand. We'll click that one there and it will apply to our book. And then we click save cover and it is saved on our book. You've then got different options for design, so presets, and you can adjust the title settings as well. And you can see how it looks on print as well if you were to export to Amazon, etc. Images, so you can also insert images or generate with AI. And again, you've got your credit amount there, which will update each month. Audiobook, you can choose to create an audiobook based on your content, and you've got different options in terms of language and voices as well. And you can preview how it sounds on your book. We've then got settings, so you can choose your genre, paragraph style and theme, and also the language that you want the book in. And then finally, you can attach any notes. Now these are viewable by yourself and they will not export. So if you wanted to add a note, then you can come back and look at it, but it won't be included when you go to export the book. Once you're happy with the book and the cover and you want to then export it, you can head to the export button here. Before we do that, I just wanted to touch on a few more things. So you can publish the book. So Inkfluence AI has a free showcase where you can publish your book and others can look through it and read your content. So you can choose to publish it there. Or you can sell on Gumroad and or Etsy, and there's instructions on how to do that when you click through there. If we go to Story Bible, it then here has the goal of the story. If we click on plots, it's got the plot there. We've got characters and also key objects and non-negotiables. And if we click on preview, we've then got the preview of the book, which looks amazing. Now, what we want to do is export this book. So we go to export, and you've got multiple different formats here. So PDF, Amazon KDP package ready, EPUB, so for Kindle, Apple Books, Gumroad, DocX, so an editable Word doc, and also audio as well. Now, based on what you want to export it for, you can then choose the page and size and content, any decorative elements, so drop caps, chapter dividers, etc. You can add in branding, so your credit text, so created by your name. You can add in header, footer, and copyright as well, link to your website. And finally, you can also give a bit more information about yourself, so your name, your bio, why you wrote this book, and your website as well. Once you're ready, you can then click download in the selected format, and that will download your book, and you can do whatever you would like with the book from there. Share it with your friends, share it online, and you've got a full book created by Inkfluence AI from start to finish. Thank you very much for listening.